You know, every morning when we wake up, we get a choice. A choice to repeat the same patterns we've always had, or a choice to do something today that our future self will be thankful for. But what if I told you that a few simple things you do in the morning could actually help you live not just a little longer, but potentially 20, 25, even 30 more healthy, active years after age 65? I'm not talking about magic pills or extreme routines. I'm talking about small, doable habits backed by real science and practiced by some of the world's longest living people. Before you doubt it, stick with me for these next few minutes, because if you or someone you love is over 50, 60, 70, or even 80, what I'm about to share can make an absolutely massive difference in your energy, mobility, memory, independence, and overall joy for decades to come. And if you're younger than that? Well, you'll be getting a head start on something most people only realize much later. So let's talk about something people rarely think deeply about. Aging isn't something that suddenly happens to you at 65. It's the result of thousands of tiny daily choices made for decades. But the good news is, your body is incredibly forgiving. Even at 65, 70, or 75, you can make changes that dramatically improve how you age. I've seen people in their late 60s who struggled to get out of a chair become more mobile, stronger, and sharper than they were at 50. I've met seniors who were tired all the time suddenly wake up with energy simply by switching a few habits in their first hour of the day. That morning window sets up your hormones, your metabolism, your brain chemistry, your circulation, and your mood for the entire day. And when you stack that day after day, that's when the magic happens. You don't just live longer, you live better. So let's start with something so ridiculously simple that most people brush it off. But the longest living populations in the world swear by it. Hydration, right when you wake up. I'm not just talking about taking a tiny sip of water. I'm talking about actually giving your body the hydration it missed for the last 7 or 8 hours. Because overnight, your body is repairing, filtering, cleaning, detoxifying, rebuilding. Your brain especially depends on hydration to clear out waste products that can affect cognition and memory. When you wake up and you're dehydrated, you feel heavier, slower, older. And this is something many seniors mistake for aging, when in reality, it's just chronic dehydration. Try drinking a full glass of water in the morning. Not ice cold, not boiling hot. Just a simple, comfortable glass of water. And if you want to take it up a notch, add a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of electrolytes. That's it. It's shockingly simple. But the impact on energy, digestion, circulation, and your overall vitality is noticeable, especially after a week or two. Now, after hydrating your body, the next step is to wake up your muscles. And listen, I'm not talking about heavy workouts or anything extreme. I'm talking about gentle, slow movement that lubricates your joints, activates your circulation, and tells your brain, hey, we're alive, we're ready, let's go. This is the part where I want to speak directly to anyone over 65. You don't need intense exercise to stay healthy. You need consistency. You need movement that feels good, not painful. Think about how your body feels first thing in the morning. A little stiff, maybe a bit tight. Maybe your back feels like it aged 10 years overnight. That stiffness? That's not permanent. It's your muscles and connective tissues waking back up after being still for hours. When you move gently in the morning, maybe shoulder circles, maybe ankle rotations, maybe a slow forward bend, maybe lifting your arms overhead while taking a deep breath, you're basically telling your body, let's reduce inflammation, let's improve mobility, let's get the blood flowing. If you give yourself just 5 minutes of gentle stretching or light mobility movement each morning, your entire day will feel different. You'll walk easier. You'll stand taller. Your joints will ache less. And here's the real secret, people who move every morning are also less likely to fall later in life because their balance and flexibility remain strong. Speaking of falls, that brings me to one of the most surprising predictors of longevity, leg strength. Yes, your legs. The strength in your legs is one of the biggest indicators of how long and how well you'll live. Why? Because your legs are your foundation. They keep you independent. They let you move without help. They make everything easier, from climbing stairs to getting out of a car to picking things up from the floor. The moment your leg strength starts to decline, your risk of injury rises. Your mobility drops. And your world gets smaller. But here's the hopeful part, even seniors who haven't exercised in decades can rebuild strength. One simple morning habit that works wonders is the sit-to-stand movement. Just stand up from a chair and sit back down. Do that a few times in the morning. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. This one movement improves strength, balance, and coordination. It's also a great confidence boost because you'll see your progress week after week. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder. The goal is to remain strong enough to live independently for as long as possible, maybe even decades longer than you thought. And now let's talk about something most people underestimate, your morning mindset. Because how you start your day mentally shapes the decisions you make all day long. You can wake up rushed, stressed, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Or you can claim the morning as your own. You can set the tone with calm, clarity, and purpose. And that doesn't mean meditating for an hour. It can be as simple as taking 10 slow breaths while sitting on the edge of your bed. Or thinking of 3 things you're thankful for. Or saying to yourself, I'm going to take care of my body today. Your brain becomes more resilient when you start the day with intention. And let me tell you something, studies show that seniors who focus on gratitude or calmness in the morning have better emotional health, lower stress, and higher cognitive function. It's a powerful anti-aging tool, and it costs nothing. And since we're talking about the mind, let's address one of the biggest fears about aging, losing memory or mental sharpness. You might not realize it, but your brain absolutely loves morning stimulation. That could be reading a page of a book, doing a simple puzzle, learning a new word, or even planning your day. These little challenges boost mental pathways and keep your brain young. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you don't give it something to work on, it loses strength. But if you give it just a few minutes of mental activity in the morning, over time, you build what's called cognitive reserve. That means your brain becomes more resilient to aging and stays sharper for longer. The more you use your brain, the more it stays alive and active. Remember, you don't stop learning because you get old because you stop learning. Now let's get into something you may not have heard before, morning sun. Not harsh sun, not tanning sun. I mean gentle sunlight exposure shortly after waking. And I want to be clear, I'm not telling anyone to stare at the sun or do anything unsafe. I'm talking about going outside, getting natural light in your environment, maybe spending just 5 minutes near a window, on a balcony, or in your yard. Natural morning light helps regulate your circadian rhythm, your internal body clock. That means you sleep better, your metabolism improves, your hormones function more smoothly, and your energy becomes more consistent. Sleep is one of the biggest factors in longevity. Poor sleep ages your brain, your heart, your metabolism, everything. But getting natural morning light can dramatically improve sleep at night. Seniors who get natural light early in the day often sleep deeper and fall asleep easier. And when you sleep better, your body repairs itself better. That's how you extend your health span, those years when you feel good and live independently. And now, after hydration, movement, and sunlight, let's talk about breakfast, not from a diet culture perspective, not from a restrictive mindset, but from nourishment. What you eat in the morning can either set you up for stable energy or cause a roller coaster of fatigue and cravings. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need expensive supplements. But you do want something that gives your body steady fuel. Think of foods with fiber, healthy fats, and protein. Something like oatmeal with fruit, eggs with vegetables, yogurt with nuts, whole grains, berries, whatever fits your lifestyle. These foods support your immune system, your digestion, and your energy. And here's something many seniors don't realize, your metabolism doesn't automatically slow down because of age. It slows down because of inactivity and muscle loss. But when you nourish your body right in the morning and pair it with movement, your metabolism stays active. You feel lighter, sharper, and more energetic. Now here's one of my favorite parts of a morning routine for seniors, connection. Whether it's calling a friend, sending a message to someone you love, greeting your spouse kindly, or even chatting with your neighbor while walking outside. Human connection is one of the most powerful factors in longevity. In the world's longest living communities, people don't live longer because of strict diets or fancy gyms. They live longer because they stay socially engaged. They talk to others daily. They feel part of something. Loneliness is one of the most dangerous things for anyone over 65. It affects your brain, your heart, your immune system, and your mood. But even a tiny bit of human connection each morning can uplift your spirit and transform your day. Now let's talk about an often overlooked part of senior health, the morning posture reset. Think about how many people walk hunched over, shoulders rounded, back stiff, neck strained. That posture doesn't just make you look older, it actually makes you feel older. It compresses your lungs, limits your breathing, reduces circulation, and even affects your mood. But you can correct so much of this with a simple posture check each morning. Stand tall. Roll your shoulders back. Lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath. You don't have to do it perfectly, just do it intentionally. Over time, this improves your mobility, reduces back pain, helps you balance better, and even boosts your confidence. Your posture tells your brain how you feel. When you stand tall, your brain feels stronger. When you breathe deeply, your body relaxes. Now let's shift into the internal side of morning habits. Meaning what's going on inside your mind. Those thoughts you have in the morning? They shape your entire day. I know some people wake up thinking, I'm getting old. Everything hurts. This is just how it is now. But that mindset actually accelerates aging. Your brain listens to your thoughts. If you tell your brain you're old, it will respond by acting old. But if you wake up thinking, today I'm going to take care of myself, or I'm grateful for this day, or I'm doing something positive for my body, it sets a completely different tone. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means choosing to focus on what's still possible. Seniors with optimistic mindsets recover faster, move more, and stay independent longer. And now I want to share a powerful truth. Most of what makes someone age faster isn't the number of years they've lived, it's inflammation, stress, inactivity, dehydration, poor sleep, and isolation. And every single one of those can be improved with simple morning habits. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or run marathons. You just need consistency. Real, gentle, steady consistency. Imagine this, it's a year from now. You've been starting your mornings with hydration, gentle movement, morning light, calm breathing, nourishing food, connection, posture awareness, and a positive mindset. How different would your life feel? Your joints would feel looser. You'd move easier. You'd sleep better. Your memory would be sharper. Your energy would be more stable. Your mood would lift. You'd feel younger, not because of body creams or treatments, but because your internal systems are functioning the way they're designed to. Aging doesn't have to be a slow decline. It can be a rise. A rise in wisdom, in purpose, in gratitude. A rise in self-care. A rise in taking control of your health. When you build morning habits like these, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. You're writing your own story. And your story doesn't have to slow down after 65. It can get richer, deeper, more fulfilling. You can live 20 or even 30 more vibrant years if you treat your body and mind with care, consistency, and compassion. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, don't rush. Don't grab your phone immediately. Take a breath. Hydrate. Move gently. Step outside or open the blinds. Nourish your body. Stand tall. Think kindly. Connect with someone. And remind yourself that you deserve health. You deserve strength. You deserve happiness. And you deserve a life full of vitality. No matter your age, age isn't a countdown, it's a journey. And every morning gives you another chance to choose how you want to live it. If you start your mornings like this, not only can you feel younger, you can live younger. And maybe, just maybe, add decades of strong, joyful living to your life. If you found this helpful, make sure to keep taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Your best years might be ahead of you, not behind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.